I want to be as unhuman as I can because that's how I feel. I feel so unconnected to most humans that I wanted my outside reflect this. My body is I would say more than 100% covered because I even have tattooed inside of my mouth. I know when I made it a child, like no matter how good I will raise my child, no matter what I will do, people outside there think I'm a bad parent. Point. I'm Lily Lu. I'm an artist, YouTuber, filmmaker, a retired tattoo legend, kind of, because I'm very famous with what I've done with tattooing. And I published a lot of books, I give online workshops, and I make a lot of arty stuff, and I just enjoy life. I'm very old, but very young. I always say I'm a very young, childish girl in a very old man's body. I live here in South Germany. For me, modifying my body is not so much about aesthetic, about fashion, or about anything. It's a constant process, and everything what you see on me, it's so many layers, it's so many experiences, so many rituals, so many times I was letting go from myself, from any box, any idea I had from myself. I just wanted to move on, you know, and progress as a person, and don't worry about how I look. I would say more than 100% covered because I even have tattooed inside of my mouth, I have my eyes, I have under my fingernails, I have like weird places which are not only body anymore, but goes kind of deeper. Most of the places on my body have probably 3 to 10 layers of ink over the years, and I had a lot of traditional tattoos on me. I also get a couple of hundred tattoo sessions with monks in Asia for protection reasons. And at some point I felt like I changed so much as a person. I wanted to be as unhuman as I can because that's how I feel. I not feel so much as a human. I feel like a different something, you know. I feel so unconnected to most humans that I wanted my outside reflect this. And then we covered my face almost black with a big scripts over my face, and it's just so many layers of script, and you see everywhere scribbles and little writings, and it's just like a lot of my mantras of life marked on my body. I have around probably 5,000 times the word life tattooed on me, and like my main mantra is love is life, life is love. It's an endless mantra for me. It's written in my art, also like on my clothing, and it's my own invented script, and it's like kind of also reflecting my mantras. I don't want to have normal rational decisions, you know, because when all what we adults do is making decisions based on rational behavior. What that brings me later in future, brings me that success, money or whatever, but most of our decisions not based off the intention of happiness. And I always say a person who is silly is more happy. It's more spiritual to be silly. You don't need much money, you don't need much anything. You just have to start working and creating your own life and finding happiness within. So for me, my mantras have to be silly and stupid because they remind me to be childish. So when I look in the mirror, I just read a big life. And I mean, this is a more mantra than you can have. It's a reminder in your fucking face. Fucking live no matter what, you know. And I wanted to have the biggest impact. I would say the tattoos on me are not really fashionable. Especially like I look like this like 20 years. So like long before it was mainstream, long before it was cool. Back then, like you was tattooed in your face, people cross the street and walk on the other side of the street. It was not like today. It was you got stamped like as some criminal or like some poor punk or drunk or drug addict or some sort of like a lot of bad assumptions people carry in them. And I kind of like this. I mean, I not look like this to have respect from society. I don't like society. I know my place in society is on the edge of it, and I like my place there. So I have more strengths to go in my life. It's my ritual and my armor, because radical you go with your outside appearance, and your outside appearance is your character you play in society, because anyway no one will be happy with it. Like especially like as example me as a parent, I know when I made a child, like no matter how good I will raise my child, no matter what I will do, people outside there think I'm a bad parent. Point. So me being a dad is completely unrelated to what other people think or do from me, because I just have the intention to give love to my daughter, point, and make her happy. And it's not related what other people think. I live as a woman and I'm very serious about it. The easiest way to break your male ego is just become a woman. And so I started this journey probably 6-7 years ago. Before I had a couple of years I was wear woman clothing in public, more like silly playing with it to test myself, you know, to how much really give a shit. But yeah, since 6-7 years I'm on hormones, and I like having a hormone balance therapy. So I have estrogen and testosterone in an equal level in my body. I love to transform my body and transition in different states. And I always was more attracted to women. I always liked the woman body more, and I liked woman clothes more, childish woman clothes probably. Actually clothes for little girls, you know. So when I had my daughter was very young, I loved the clothes you could buy, you know. And as a man, I never was into this, you know. So mostly I was buying nice cute stuff and give it to my girlfriend or my wife, instead of like, I could wear this myself, because you're so far away in our society that you not just wear what you like, you wear what you like, but what fits in the standard of society, that people don't think something bad from you. There's a lot of situation in a trans life where just very awkward, very weird, and you have to face it and force it, you know, and that gives you experience and helps you to understand more. I like to be excluded, or like before I look like this, I exclude myself. I always say my place on society is on the edge of society, because I always will be part of society, and it's okay for me. I will never be free from it. I think my gender transition was come so late in my journey that like I looked already so radical that I think I was long over this. It's more like an internal fight for me, and sure, you are used to one thing, then you make a little change and like you think like, oh, everybody looking weird to me because of this. It sounds sometimes maybe easy when I speak about it, because I'm very settled in who I am, but it's now a 25-year long journey. I make everything every day, like you cannot stop me. I never make holiday, but on the other hand, I'm living in holidays. We travel the world and like we spend a lot of time in beautiful places. I wear a big armor, you know. There's no one comes through, not a single person comes through. I create my own, you know. I have my own family, I have my own friends, I have my own little bubble, and when anyone won't be part of this and won't be in my life, then it's on my conditions and I don't care. Thank you.